Mr. Ravindra Zutzi, Deputy Managing Director, Samsung India Electronics Limited. With over 30 years in the consumer electronics industry, Mr. Ravindra Zutzi is an esteemed authority on the subject. He has spearheaded the success of Samsung India since its launch by setting up its sales and distribution network, introducing novel marketing initiatives and ensuring that the Indian consumers' expectations are met at every interaction with the well-known brand. Mr. Zutzi has led the Samsung team through innovative advertising, exciting promotional campaigns, and consistency in communication. Prior to Samsung, he has played a vital role in companies like Videocon and Philips India. We are indeed happy to have him with us today.
Good evening, everybody here. First, let me thank the IMA management for inviting me for this looks like a very big kind of a conclave. And I think I'm very happy to be here, thanks to my friend, Mr. Muchal. He and I have worked together for a few years, and he made sure that at any cost, I should be present here to address the students and, of course, the faculty as well. Before I go into this presentation of transforming leadership, I think it's something which I would share with you. It's more of a personal approach, what one takes. I'm sorry I was not here in the morning sessions of Mr. Bhargav. I wish I was here because I was traveling. I came from Hyderabad today morning. But I'm sure I know Mr. Bhargav pretty well. He must have really spoken well and must have enthused every student here in this auditorium. Leadership, something which is, I feel is inborn. You can imbibe, you can create yourself. But yes, definitely, you've got to lead the way, and the leader is the best source of inspiration for everybody. As I heard, the subject is Kal, Aaj aur Kal. I was joking with Jitendra that there's a movie I saw many years back when I was in school, which was, of course, again, Kal, Aaj aur Kal, which also showed transforming leadership, from Mr. Prithviraj Kapoor to Raj Kapoor to his son Dabbu Kapoor. So it's like something which keeps happening. One generation, second generation to third generation. But anyway, I will give you a very case study of where I work today with some very personal examples and how I took this challenge of leadership from where I came from. And I think I will put some quotes in between so that people can understand that today the challenge is to create leaders within the team. It's very important because as you go forward, and I heard somebody saying that you got to work together as a team and create some good leaders within the team. Coming back to Samsung India, I think that's a journey which started in 1995, where I was working. I was the second employee of this Indo-Korean joint venture in 1995, along with my friend, Mr. Muchal. I still remember the day I was asked to join this organization. I went home in the evening, and I was telling my wife that I got a new job. She said, new job, why? Why are you leaving the Videocon brand? It's a great brand in the country. I said, no, I'm going to join a company called Samsung Electronics. Her reply was, what do they do? I just kept quiet for a while. I paused, in fact, I paused for a while. She said, do they make undergarments? So I was just stunned. So that was the level of what they say, unaided awareness of the product, of the brand. Nobody knew in 95 what Samsung was. And that was a big challenge. And that is a challenge that probably we took forward from at that point of time. Because in this country, in electronics, it was more dominated by local players, and they were doing pretty well. And it was a challenge for us to get this unknown brand into the mind of the people of this country. From 1995 to 1998, we started working our presence in the country very slowly, because as I said, it was very difficult to get people's mindset on this kind of product and the brand as well. But yes, there was something which we were very proud of at that moment was the technology which the brand was coming with. I think our first campaign which we started that time was looking at and showcasing that world's biggest electronic company in semiconductor business. And that time, not all, some people knew what semiconductor was actually. And that became our launching pad with our new television, which was supposed to be the world best. It was named world best, and we challenged the might of local people and some Japanese manufacturers with this product. The launch phase of this brand, when I go back to cull of this company, the past of the company, was that we were supposed to fight with the brands like Videocon and BPL, who had a top of the mind space in every consumer's mind. And what was wrong in India was that any MNC brand which came into business in this country was not very keen or very interested to bring contemporary products. They were looking at India as a dumping ground. And that was the biggest mistake probably some of the top multinationals did that time, at that point of time, and they could not probably recover many years to come forward then. But yes, we were trying to meet consumer expectations. We did a lot of homework back end. We realized customer is looking for something different, something new in technology, something which he could be associated with. He was having a very difficult time on back-end service. The levels of durables at that moment of time were very low. Adoption of the product categories were very low. When we see today, even today also, some of the products still have a very low penetration as well. But even those days, people didn't know much about refrigerators, televisions. We were still into the black and white color phase. Refrigerators were still those single door refrigerators. There was no mobile phone that time. Pagers had just started coming in. And this is the only country where I think the shortest life of a pager was probably seen in the country. I remember in June 95, India saw first phase of pagers available. And September 95, we had the mobile phones in our hands. The shortest gap ever seen in any country between pagers and mobile was India. That was India in 1995. It was mostly analog business. Digitalization was still a very, very far cry. Nobody knew about digital era at all. That was the past of this country, and we were in that past trying to bring in something different, something new, which customer would probably take on. Our approach was very simple. I think we had to benchmark some good products that time, and we set some rules of the game. We created new segments of businesses because we realized we, as a new entrant, have to create some place for us where we can look at differently. Technology has to be different. The channel has to be different. The people we were to engage with have to be told about our history, about our past, from where we come from. The platform which we used in 95, 96 was purely a technology platform. Because we found unless we bring something unique in the category itself, it will not see us as a leader or even not even look at us to be part of the electronics product category. I think we made some products, very differentiated products in those time, and we were able to make a little dent in the consumer mind. We also realized the people were not happy with the service situation. We were the first company in 1995-96. We started a function called Service on Wheels. We bought some Maruti vans, we painted them with the Samsung logo and called them Service on Wheels. People never heard of home service. They never realized that one can even get home service for a small audio product, or a small television, or even a washing machine. We were the first to probably try that out, and we were definitely in a better league by transforming the mind of the customer from what he was facing with or what he was suffering from and what he was getting in return from our business initiatives. We took a channel differently. we realized there was few MNCs who had come earlier than us. They appointed more like a distribution business. They opened a license office, they opened a distributor office, and started working on those kind of initiatives. We took a very radical route. We didn't go that route at all. We moved in a very different way. We thought we must have the customer on our side. Unless we don't hear the customer's voice, what we call in our language, VOC, the voice of customer, we can never succeed. So to get the customer insight directly onto the company's, the boardroom, we had direct dealers business link. We created direct dealer network, and that is a success which we still enjoy in this country. The approach was very clear that we had to, like I said, differentiate our products, differentiate our positioning of the product there. And once we're doing that, we realize to get customers' confidence, the service alone, the product alone will not help. We need to show him something different. What could we show him different was that we could probably talk about localization. We set up a huge plant in UP, Noida. It was the first, one of the biggest ever plant created by a multinational in this country to produce durables, that is color televisions and few other products. With that, we were able to generate a lot of confidence, a lot of belief in our partners, in our customers. Unless we could have not done that, we wouldn't have been able to probably realize our dreams of such a successful journey. We slowly expanded our business from electronics to appliances. And I think parallelly, we also set up a huge R&D segment back in Noida, back in Bangalore. Today, we have almost 5,000 engineers who work with us back end in the R&D space. In the R&D itself today allows us to customize products for the Indian customers. There are numerous examples where we change the product feature, the product style, the product differentiation with the voice of the customer. We thought unless we bring in global localization, we used to call a word called global localization. We have to be global and as well as local. That was the theme, the phrase which we used strongly within the boardroom of this organization. And we could create that buzz that unless we localize the global aspect of the business, we cannot grow. And that was the biggest challenge which we threw open. And I think we made a big success in that segment because we realized unless we do what the country needs, what the people in this country needs, we cannot succeed. So our thrust was very clear. We could have a lot of variants, a lot of customization in our products. Circa 2011, that's where we are. You saw the figure earlier. From just about 40 million turnover, we could reach a figure of almost 3.5 billion in 2010. That's the story of last 15 years. And I think as we go forward in the coming lines of businesses, the whole era is changing. I heard somebody saying, Kal aaj aur kal. I think in this kal aaj aur kal of situation, tomorrow is being seen by us. We say to our people within the company, create the future. We are always there, with a strong belief that we need to create the future. We need to create products which will be part of the future. Unless we don't create the market, we don't create the future, we cannot succeed. Because we have got competition around the globe, and we need to be different in all our approaches, whether it's marketing, whether it's production, whether it is any services which we render to our customers. If you see from this slide, how the business transformed from a basic CRT, that's the cathode ray tube, normal TV which we call, to a flat television. We moved to a slim television, then the LCD TV, then the LED TV, and last year the 3D TV. You'll be happy to know that all these products, starting from flat TV to 3D, the pioneering efforts of these products was brought in by Samsung Electronics in this country. We were the first company to launch these products, knowing the market, creating the market, and when we did all this, we always kept the future in mind. We always realized unless we bring something different, something new, before anybody could probably walk on that path, we will be successful. And that is where we always did that. And even today, in the mobile business, if you see today, we are really spearheading the business with our touch phone and smartphone revolution. Today, from what the phone business was and what phone business is going to be like, is purely different. We have made a big revolutionary changes in our phone business. As I just said, the touch phone category is the fastest growing category in the country, in the world as well. And we are there as a leader, providing the best portfolio in this segment. And as I said, we are the company which is leading the digital convergence platform. That means we always feel unless we don't lead this path, we'll never be successful. As I said earlier, of course, we have the R&D manpower, which is over 5,000. The 500 which you see here is only in Noida. The balance is all based out of Bangalore. That is some kind of achievements where we have been rated as one of the fastest growing durable company by Economic Times, and we raised our bar from a certain position to the different position. Coming to this slide, I think before I go here, I want to say something different, something very personal. If you see me today standing here, I was a line executive. I started working 32 years back as an executive in Philips India Limited. In those days, the market was seller's market, not buyer's market. Joining Philips was a big achievement in those days, and working as a line executive was a very different experience. Working with Dutch, altogether a new experience. Gentlemen, what I want to say to all of you guys here, it is not necessary what you have done and where you come from. It is your own drive, own initiative. The kind of dedication one can put in, the kind of time one can put in. Even today, at this age and these years of experience, I still put in 10 to 12 days of travel time. I meet my customers almost every alternate day. Today also, I come from Hyderabad. From airport, I went to the market, met 2 partners, went to the office, come back here to meet all of you guys. And when I finish from here, I again go back to the market and meet my customers. Today, the success is that you got to be with the customers. You got to be transforming people's mind. You got to be finding leaders out of your team which you work with. That can only happen when you lead the way. I feel unless you personally don't dedicate yourself to what you believe in, you will never be successful. Like the lady said, that it is something all in you. You have to bring it out from your side. And I think all these youngsters here I see all around me today have a future to go. I think everybody has a future, and I'm sure if you work on it very closely, very, very dedicatedly to what you want to work for, there is no end to success in this part of the country. India is a growing economy. As I say today, the second largest economy. As we go a few more years, maybe 10 more years, we might be bigger than China as well. So we have a great potential to look at. We have a great scope to do business with. The entrepreneurial skills in India is probably one of the best I see. Even the youngsters today are so enterprising. My own son, he's only 18 years old. He's made a cricket league himself. He is doing a cricket league tournament in Delhi with schools, inter-school. He's just 18 years old. I never taught him. It's all inbuilt. So what I'm saying, you have to draw inspiration, of course, from your seniors, but within yourself, you got to be more challenging. If you are of that kind of a breed, I think success is right on your path. Talking back to what I have on the slide, you see from the slide how we have moved from which product category. Today, I think we enjoy success on our phone business, our television business, and our new Galaxy Tab. It's a big success story revolving around the globe. I think the largest selling today phone in the US market is Samsung phone, beating the nearest competitor, the home competitor like Motorola. It's only because there is a clear-cut vision within the team, within the Samsung senior member board, that they want to take this business higher with a differentiation. And that is where I think it helps a lot. Now, what really works is, actually, one should need, In Samsung, we always say smart and speedy culture. And driving the business as per his way of thinking. India focus, we have a lot of processes which we work with today. R&D is a big backup for us in India. And by this, we lead the convergence revolution. Finally, I would only say some of the overall how the Samsung looks at and what goes to the cull part of the presentation. Leader in semiconductor business, the most admired company, 50 the most admired companies, we are there in the Fortune magazine. Second biggest US patent winner in 2009. There's a few of the rankings the company has got over the years. And net sales, if you see from the slide, 2009 is 116.8 billion, the largest, the biggest electronic company in the world. This only happened last 5 years. It was never like this 10 years back. So it's only when you keep innovating, you keep inventing, you keep changing yourself, you make leaders out of a team, you're bound to be successful. Well, that's all from my slide. Thank you so much. I wish you all the best to my dear friends here. Thank you.
On behalf of IMA, I would like to offer our heartfelt thanks to Mr. Ravinder Zutshi for giving us such wonderful insight on how Samsung has become a market leader in the consumer durable industry in India from a relatively unknown brand in 1995. Thank you very much, Mr. Zutshi. We'll now have the question and answer session.
Leadership quality which a manager should possess to combat competition. Actually, it's a two question. One is, which says, talk about sales. What should be the leadership quality? I think two questions and two answers. To combat competition, you got to first know the competition. That's very important. If you don't know the competition, you cannot combat the competition. You got to have your homework right, track the competition, as they always say, got a little bit proactive in what you do in your organization to take away the competition or probably win against the competition. And if you ask me today, sales, leadership. For leadership, I think in sales situation, you got to be working as a team. I have seen people who work in silos. If you try to work in silos, you can never succeed. To win in a sales operation, you have to work with your team with complete understanding and sharing. I think if sharing is there and you can work collectively together, you can make a very strong team network. And for competition, I think the only thing is you got to be proactive, you got to be knowing the competition much more than what you are probably doing for your own work. And that's where you can face it and probably win over it, definitely. I hope I've answered your question. Saurabh and Ankita. The question for Mayank Joshi. What was in your mind when you are leaving Videocon and joining a new unknown Samsung company? Actually, I had no choice. Because I worked for 8 years with Mr. Pradeep Dhoot, who was our president of the company. And I was one of his best boys, I think, probably. He also felt the same for me. And I would also always tell him, sir, I think I've worked enough with you. I would like to join some multinational company. He said, why? I said, no, sir, I came from an MNC. I worked for 11 years with Philips India. I said, came from an MNC. I worked with a private enterprise. I want to go back to from where I came from. He said, okay, wait. I'll give you a chance. I kept waiting for 6 months. There was no chance coming. Then one day he calls me and says, there's one big company in Korea. And none of us knew where actually Seoul was or Korea was actually. We only knew there was North Korea, South Korea. So I told him, it is North Korea or South Korea? He said, even I don't know, I think it is South Korea. But the thing is, what you said, it was not easy to leave Videocon because at that moment, Videocon was #1 brand in the country. To quote, a 10 rupee share at that point of time was 660 rupees share of that company. So it was very difficult decision. It took me 1 year actually. if you ask me. It took me almost more than 8 months to decide and join this company. So it was not an easy cakewalk from Videocon to Samsung. It was difficult.
Thank you, sir. There are a couple of more questions, but we are unfortunately running short of time. So
Thank you.
thank you so much, sir.
Thank you again. I wish you all the best. And a very
Sir.
happy new year to all of you.
Sir, please take your seat. We have the moment. As a token of our appreciation, may I now request Mr. G.S. Bhatia, Chairman of Bhatia International, to please come on the dais and present the memento. Thank you, Mr. G.S. Bhatia. Thank you, Mr. Joshi.